It is very nearly Halloween 2022 and I thought, you know what, time to do a video that I've been wanting to do for a hot minute. It's finally here. These are my favourite horror movies of all time. And I do have a few quick disclaimers before some people go crazy in the comment section. First of all, if you type in just Google like best horror movies ever, a lot of those films are not on this list. I have a very strange and very weird taste in my horror movies, which you'll very soon find out. Doesn't mean I haven't seen those old classics. It's just when I did see it, I was way older. I didn't really appreciate it and it just never stuck with me. Also, for number 20 to like 11, they're kind of interchangeable a little bit, and even a few honourable mentions, they could slide in on any day depending on how I feel. But the top 10 do not change. They're actually like in my favourite movies ever kind of thing, so they will never change. But the most important thing, please tell me your list down below. Ain't got to be top 20, just top 10, top 5, top 3, even just your favourite horror movie of all time. Let me know down below, that'd be amazing. Now, obviously we've got to start off with some honourable mentions. Dog Soldiers, Scream, A Quiet Place, Saw 2, and Hannibal. Those 5 could be in the top 20 and just, you know, all this stuff going on any day of the week, depending on how I feel, but I thought I had to mention it, man. But starting off with, right now anyway, in 2022, the proper list. Coming number 20 is American Psycho. It's quite sick because every year I feel like more people find this film for the first time for whatever reason. In the year 2000, it went under the radar. Even I didn't see it when it first came out. Patrick Bateman, played by Christian Bale, right now, just for the memes alone and the funny little clips, it is just too good, bro. I like this whole psychological horror. He's so insane, properly, completely gone in his mind, bro. What Christian Bale done with that character, I just love it, man. At the time of this recording, it's number 20. It is what it is. I think it's wicked, man.
Why isn't it possible?
It's just not.
Why not, you stupid bastard?
Coming in number 19, Hostel. I really like this for the big reason of the first half, it's really slow. Side note, at the time of this recording, I've rewatched everything over like the last few weeks. That's how I've worked out this useless list. But it surprised me, like the first half, you know, the Americans go to this place in Europe and nothing horror really happens. There's so much set up and you're finding out this underworld of, you know, people paying other people to murder people for like pleasure, basically. It's insane. And then the second half of the movie is pure gore, carnage, and I love it. I'm not going to spoil anything of this movie or anything on the list, but there are 2 kills, one involving a leg, and yeah, one with an eye, and it is just absolutely awful. Coming in number 18 is Saw 3. Big fan of the Saw franchise. I think Jigsaw is just iconic right now. And at the time of this recording, we're actually getting news that next year, 2023, there's going to be Saw 10. Or apparently people are going to be calling it Saw X. Just reminds me of Jason X when he goes to space. If I see Jigsaw in space or some kind of like android or a hologram, you know what? I kind of won't even be that mad. I'll just accept it. The brutality and kills in here is really good, man. Some of the best in the franchise. But the one thing that's stuck in here forever, I don't think I'm going to forget this till the day I drop dead. I wasn't even 18 when I saw this. I was way too young, but I saw this in the movie theatre with a bunch of friends. We snuck in. And again, no spoilers, but there's something involving pigs. And someone stood up to leave the theatre and they vomited on the way out. And everyone was like shocked. And then people started smelling the vomit and yeah, just, I can never forget that and I never will forget that.
Your soul never recovered. Now you have the power to sentence his soul straight to hell.
Coming in 17 is Evil Dead. And no, the original is not on this list. Of course I've seen it. Of course I like it for what it is. But for me, the 2013 remake, oh my god. There's so many bad kills in here. The one with the mirror, you know what one I mean. It is vile, gruesome, disgusting, all of the above. And I love it. In a packaged film of just characters that are there to die, I just really like that, man. I know a lot of people, and it's absolutely fine, do not like this movie. You'll see later on in this list, I like remakes for some reason. I don't know why, it's just my thing. Maybe, again, the age, I wasn't even born when the original came out, and I saw it way too late. I was much older. They just don't stick with me, man. And when the remakes come out, they kind of become like my version of the movie. I don't know, it's just a bit clapped. Coming in number 16, Halloween Kills. Yet another movie a lot of people don't like. I just love seeing Michael Myers, straight after the Halloween 2018 movie, going on a rampage. He is so brutal, so insane. He pretty much kills the entire town of Haddonfield, and I absolutely love it. Nothing really else to say. I'm a huge fan of Michael Myers, the Halloween franchise. one of my favourite of all time. I have huge respect for this movie, and in my mind, it ends with Halloween Kills. Halloween Ends did not happen. Coming number 15, Freddy vs. Jason. I'm not even a big fan of Freddy or Jason, but for some reason, this movie, it's like a humongous guilty pleasure. I always watch it at least like twice a year. I think it's absolutely bonkers, but it's just great. It kind of like hits this sweet spot where if you don't really like either character, you don't know much about their backstory, the film like kind of shows you everything in one film, gives you great kills, gives you characters that are so goddamn annoying, and when they die, it is amazing. Some of the fights are just great. There's like iconic Jason scenes of him on fire and stuff that just burned into my retina. I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry. I know this list is going to trigger some people, but hey, I really like this movie, man. Coming in number 14 is the OG Saw. When I first saw this for the first time, I was blown away, mate. Again, no spoilers. There's so many twists and turns. It is so brutal, very gory. Not as gory as like Saw 2 and 3, but just for story alone, this is easily the best Saw movie ever. I do not think that ever trump this, man. Jigsaw is amazing. Billy the bloody doll, so scary. If I woke up somewhere and I had no idea where I was and I saw that bloody doll, nah, mate, I'm done.
Hello, Amanda. You don't know me, but I know you.
Coming in number 13, Trick or Treat. Just like Saw, funny enough, at the time of this recording, there's rumours that finally, bro, Trick or Treat 2 is finally going to be made. I think this is a low-key banger. And if I made like a favourite Halloween movies list, this could be in like the top 5. It's that good for a Halloween movie. It's basically a bunch of little stories that kind of interlink all in one movie. Sam, like the Halloween villain, he is so sick, and every story will catch you off guard. I know so many people who have not seen this movie. I actually think it went straight to DVD, which is outrageous. But if you still haven't seen Trick or Treat, trust me, I promise you, if you like horror and gore and stuff, check it out. You will not be disappointed. Coming number 12, Red Dragon. The prequel to The Silence of the Lambs, it's just wicked, man. Red Dragon as a character, bloody Voldemort himself. He is very, very brutal, very creepy. Edward Norton is just killing it, man. His acting in here is so good, but where the movie shines, bro, of course, Anthony Hopkins as Dr. Lecter. Just the first 10 minutes alone, it's been out for years, but I'm not going to spoil it. It sets up so much, and you get the classic him in the prison and stuff. It's wicked, man. Red Dragon is amazing in like the Hannibal universe kind of thing. If we're sticking with the movies only. Side note, I love the TV show. But for me, this is the second best Hannibal movie in the movie franchise.
Do you know how you did it?
I got lucky.
I don't think you believe that.
Number 11, The Conjuring 2. The Enfield house, funny enough, it is like 20 minutes down the road, bro. And I made a promise a long time ago to actually film the haunted house in Enfield, and that will come one day. I think I made that promise last year. That's ridiculous that I haven't done it, but I have not forgotten. I've just been crazy busy. But the whole true story here is really scary, man. Even going past that house, I got like a sign on the window. It's pretty goddamn scary, man. This movie is really, really scary. The Nun is...
Nah, fuck that.
I really love the Conjuring franchise. This second movie is so bloody scary. I will not watch this alone, mate. No chance.
Who's that?
These top 10, they do not change. They're locked here forever. Coming in number 10 is the OG Conjuring. The movie that started it all off in this Conjuring universe. It is so bad, I will not watch this movie alone at night.
I don't care. I ain't playing that game.
So many jump scares, so much tense scenes, the characters in here, they're just so likeable. Like, again, at the time it's recorded, apparently they're going to be filming Conjuring 4 next year, 2023. I'm down for the ride, man. I could watch 10 movies with these characters, give us different stories of their life, because they're all like, you know, basically true events, which makes it even more bloody scary. This movie is just, yeah, you don't want to sleep, put this on. Number 9, It. This is the remake, not the original. Again, didn't see the original until way too late, but goddamn, everything about this movie, I love it. I got a massive Pennywise tattoo on my leg. He is so creepy, so awful, so bloody scary. I don't even have a problem with clowns, and he's awful in this movie. But the young characters in this movie, just, they're so goddamn good. I love the story here, man. Just this one evil thing poisoning the town, picking on kids. It's just great. Again, these top 10 movies, they're some of my favourite movies of all time. If I ever do, like, I don't know, it'd have to be a top 50, maybe even top 100 favourite movies. All of these are on the list. I love it. Chapter 2 was good, but nowhere near as good as this banger. Coming in number 8, Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. This is my favourite zombie movie of all time, ladies and gentlemen. Zack Snyder, all hail the king. I love him, he's so good. I think when the horror and the characters hit a perfect level, you get a perfect movie just for rewatchability alone. I watched this multiple times, maybe more than anything else on this list, bar like a few. The characters are amazing. The zombie apocalypse is very, very brutal. The blood and gore, the kills are amazing. But the big one, you stick all these characters in a mall and they like barricade themselves in there. It's so sick, man. It's so, so good. And it gave birth to Dead Rising, one of my favourite Xbox games of all time. I love this movie, and I don't think there will ever be a better zombie movie than this. Coming in number 7, It Follows. This could be the most frightening, like, concept ever. I'm not going to spoil it, but basically something follows you, obviously, disguised as a person who you may or may not know, and they're just walking at, like, normal pace, and they will not stop walking, ever. And when they reach you, you get it, you're dead. And there is a way to pass on this thing to someone else, but the problem is, the thing, we don't even know what it is, will find that person, kill that person, and then it works its way back down the list. It never stops. There's so many YouTube videos. If you want to check it out, go and check it out, please. This franchise is so good. I don't even think we need an It Follows 2, but I'd be down to see it. But the concept is so scary. So many channels have like broken down, like, could you actually live in real life with this thing forever, like walking to get you? You'd have to like move to different parts of the country and fly back over X amount of like months and days, and it is crazy. I love the concept, I love the idea, I think it's so, so scary. There's been a few movies recently at the time of this recording, I don't want to like shit on them, but they've basically like tried to jack the idea and completely bottled it. This movie is one of a kind.
See? Everything's okay.
Coming at number 6, Rob Zombie's Halloween. What he done with this movie, I have full respect, man. I think it's amazing, bro. Nearly God tier. I love Doctor Strange, so I kind of like look at this movie as like a multiverse Michael Myers movie. We see so much backstory to him. He grows up to this absolute bloody titan of a man. It's gritty, it's dark, it's actually very realistic. The kills are disgustingly brutal. It's just amazing. Like, it's not going to beat the OG, which you'll see in a little bit, but as like a side thing in a multiverse, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, I really appreciated this movie. And when we've got stinkers like Halloween Ends, I'm seeing a lot of people now saying we need to say sorry to Rob Zombie. Not for Halloween 2, that movie's fucking shit, but this OG movie is just so good.
Daddy's the sheriff, huh? Why don't you go crawl back under your fucking rock? See, I told you.
Coming number 5, Annabelle Creation. I actually shat myself in the movie theatre seeing this. Not literally, but you get it. In the Conjuring franchise, this is the second Annabelle movie. The first movie is kind of good. It kind of fell flat a tiny bit. And I remember when this came out, no one thought a prequel to Annabelle, the doll, like, would be good. But they were wrong. Proper. This is just nightmare fuel, bruv. Don't watch this alone. It is so jumpy, so scary. The characters are really, really good. Multiple, like, scary things will catch you off guard when you don't expect it. Things do happen, and the demonic stuff is on another level. I like genuinely think there'll never be like an Annabelle doll solo movie as good as this. Annabelle Comes Home came out. I actually reviewed it on the channel. I give it 7 out of 10, which is like miles off this movie. I love this movie. I actually have right there, you can't see it, a full-scale Annabelle doll watching me while I sleep. I'm not joking, bruv. Check it out in the description. Coming into number 4, Halloween 2018. In my mind, this is the perfect and only Halloween true sequel. Set 40 years after the OG masterpiece, he finally breaks out. You've got Laurie Strode returning once again. Jamie Lee Curtis is amazing. In this movie, she's basically bloody Red Dead Redemption on full power. As you expect, Michael escapes on Halloween night of all bloody nights. Very real. The soundtrack is amazing. It's very brutal. It feels real, man. I can't explain it. This is obviously like Halloween Kills goes way over the top, but this keeps the level of like gritty realness as the OG movie. I know a lot of people really like this movie. I watch it multiple times a year. It's my favourite second Halloween movie, if you know what I'm saying. I love it. I think it's an absolute banger, and this with the OG and then Halloween Kills is like a perfect trinity for me. Halloween Ends does not exist. Coming into number 3, The Silence of the Lambs. I think Hannibal Lecter could be like in the top 5 greatest movie villains of all time. What Anthony Hopkins does to him, he is proper scary, proper psychopath, really smart, which is the worst kind of scary. He just like intimidates you, man, through glass. He can't do anything, but he's so goddamn scary. And you have this like young detective interviewing him stuff to like catch another killer. That idea, I know they actually done that in real life like a long time ago. It's just amazing. It is so goddamn good. This is, I don't like using this word. I think it's pure cheese, but this is like a timeless classic, man. This, to be honest, the top 3, they're all timeless, but this is just, there's something about it, man. It's so goddamn sick. I know a lot of people say, like, it's not a horror movie. This is definitely a horror movie or horror thriller, however you want to call it. I'm calling it a horror movie. I don't give a shit. It's my useless list. If you disagree, let me know. Or even better, tell me your list down below. Coming number 2, Halloween. The OG, the masterpiece,
The timeless classic.
I hate that word. It's pure cheese, but that's what this is, man. I mean, Michael Myers, right at the start, as a young kid, he gets put in that horrible place. He comes out on Halloween night, and there you have your movie. Like our first slasher movie, but it's like toned down, great characters, really suspenseful. I just can't explain it, man. If you've seen Halloween and you're down with the franchise, it's really hard to put into words like why the first movie's so good. It's just a classic. It's a banger, mate. It's an absolute banger. If I say like my favourite Halloween movies, not the franchise, the time of the year, this is number 1. Like all day of the year, man. It's always going to be number 1. Like I love Michael Myers. One of my favourite, not just characters, movie villains, just all that. It's one of my favourite ever, man. In the top 5, easily, of like my personal favourite like villains and characters and stuff. I'm obsessed with him, man. He's so goddamn sick. And remember,
Halloween Ends did not happen.
now we've arrived at number 1. This movie traumatized me as a child. I had genuine nightmares for weeks and weeks, and I didn't even finish it. And I'll tell you in a minute, like, the scene that completely just disintegrated my brain. Yeah, there's no other way to say it. I can't deny it. It scared me so bad, it must be my number 1 pick, and it is Alien. The Xenomorph is actually my favourite creature of all time, man. Big boy poster here, tatted on my arm. I'm obsessed with him, mate. I think the Xenomorph and Michael Myers, they're just some of the greatest things for me, franchise-wise, character-wise, villain-wise, just ever. God damn that movie. Involving the tunnel and the flamethrower. I'm not going to spoil it, just in case that one person watching this has not seen it. But if you have seen it, you know exactly what I mean. That scared the shit out of me, boy. I paused it for years. I'm not even joking. I'm not winding you up. For years, I couldn't start this movie again. It scared me so bad. Finally, years later, I rewatched it. Scared again. I'll be honest, I hardly ever watch this movie, man. Maybe once or twice a year I'll watch this movie. I can't watch it at night, or my J's. Fuck that, bruv. It is so goddamn scary, for me anyway. I sat in here, got turned to mush, boy, because it is just so scary for me. I love it. Love the franchise, and the OG is so scary.
God.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is your boys' list for the top 20 favourite horror movies of all time. Again, 20 to 11, they could interchange, I guess, or even like the honourable mentions I've said. Dog Soldiers, Scream, A Quiet Place, they could easily get into there, depending on how I feel. But right now, how I feel, we're very close to Halloween 2022. This is how I feel. Top 10, though, they don't change. Nah. They're like my GOAT top 10. I want it to be a little bit extra and go top 20. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate it. If you made it to this point in the video, I appreciate it. You guys are the true nerds, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.